The story begins with a helicopter landing on a mountain, from which a man named Morbius emerges and heads to a cave inhabited by bats. To capture their attention, he cuts his hand, but when the bats fail to respond, they swarm around him. The scene then shifts to Morbius's childhood, during which he was diagnosed with a paralysis disease that made it difficult for him to walk and could result in his death. A new boy, Ferocious, arrives at the hospital with the same disease and is given the bed next to Morbius. After Morbius fixes Ferocious's medical equipment, a doctor recognizes Morbius's genius and encourages him to study at a New York school. Morbius accepts the offer and promises to cure his disease and help others afflicted with it. Years later, Morbius becomes a doctor and creates an artificial blood that can be used in emergencies to save lives, earning numerous awards. However, his colleague Dr. Martine discovers that he is experimenting with bats and human blood and warns him of the danger and illegality of his actions. Ignoring her concerns, Morbius injects the mixture into rats and one dies, but he is thrilled when he learns that another has survived. Desperate to continue his research, he asks his friend Milo for money to buy a boat and conduct his experiment in secret. Morbius and Martine take the boat out to sea, where he injects himself with his formula. However, the injection causes him to transform into a bat-like creature with immense power and a thirst for blood. He kills Milo's bodyguards and almost kills Martine, who eventually knocks him out and locks him up. After Morbius turns back into a human and realizes what he has done, he deletes all evidence of the experiment and flees the boat. Days later, the police investigate the boat and discover evidence of Morbius's illegal experiments. Morbius, meanwhile, begins to rely on artificial blood to maintain his human form and senses a newfound power that allows him to see things more clearly. He becomes increasingly isolated and eventually turns into a bat again, but Milo provides him with the artificial blood he needs to turn back. Milo requests the formula for himself. Morbius tells him that it is not ready yet and tells him to go away. After Milo leaves, we are shown Martine and Simon. Simon asks Martine what happened on the boat, and she tells him that she doesn't know anything. On the other side, a nurse is shown being killed by a strange human. Morbius was in the hospital and sensed that someone was there. He grabbed the blood pack and went outside to catch the stranger. Along the way, he was stopped by Simon, who tried to arrest him for the nurse's murder. Morbius ran away and climbed the building to escape, but he was captured by Simon. They took him to prison, and Milo came to him as his lawyer. Morbius talked to Milo for some time, and Milo gave him the blood pack and left. Morbius saw that Milo had left his walking stick on his table and was shocked because Milo was also paralyzed and needed his stick to walk. Seeing this, Morbius realized that Milo had also taken the formula and was responsible for the murders happening. Morbius got angry, drank the blood he had, and escaped the building to catch Milo. Morbius grabbed Milo and asked him if he had taken the formula, and he told him that he had. Milo also told him that he was the one who was killing all the people and sucking their blood. After this, Milo ran away, and Morbius tried to catch him, and they went inside a subway station where Milo killed all the police officers there. Seeing this, Morbius realized that Milo was too powerful, and he couldn't defeat him on land. Suddenly, Morbius saw that he could see sound waves around him, and he could fly by using them. Using this new ability, Morbius flew away to safety. The next day, Martin and Morbius met each other at a restaurant where Morbius told her everything about Milo, and he also asked her for the lab equipment so he could create an antidote for Milo to turn him back to normal and defeat him. During their chat, he noticed that some people were giving the cashier fake money. He followed them and, after finding their hideout, he broke their leader's hand and told them to run away. He planned on using this place as a lab to create the new formula. That night, Milo met Martine and asked her where Morbius was. She told him that she didn't know about this, and Milo went away. That night, they met each other, and Martine and Morbius kissed and spent the night together. Milo was watching the show from afar. The next day, Simon found more bodies in the parking lot, and their bodies had no blood. Simon told his assistant to see the camera footage from last night. They saw that Morbius was not the one who was killing the civilians but someone else. On the other side, Milo's dad went to see Milo and talk to him because he saw the news about the person killing and sucking people's blood was Milo. His dad gave him the artificial blood and told him to stop this, but he didn't listen to him and started arguing. After this, Milo got angry and killed him. On the other side, Morbius had completed his cure to stop Milo. He got a call from Milo's dad, and he rushed to his place. After reaching there, he found that Milo's dad was about to die, and he told him that he needed to stop him. Telling this, he died on the spot. After his death, Morbius senses Martine's danger and realizes that she is badly injured and may die. He flies to her to save her. When he arrives, they share a final kiss and Martine bites her lips, causing Morbius's blood to enter her system. Sadly, Martine dies and Morbius becomes furious. He then drinks some of her blood and goes to confront Milo to end this whole situation. The two engage in a fight and Morbius quickly realizes that he is stronger than Milo. However, during the fight, they crash into a tunnel and Morbius is severely injured. He ends up hanging from the tunnel roof and falls into the water below, causing a shockwave that summons a swarm of bats to his rescue. The bats distract Milo, giving Morbius the opportunity to stab him with the antidote and defeat him, bringing the story to an end. In the post-credit scene, Martine is shown to be alive and has been resurrected.